Welcome. In this playthrough of Hero Realms, the deck building game, we start Encounter 1 of the RUIN of THANDAR. So down at the table, getting set up. Encounter 1 is a bar fight. The story so far, it's early evening at the end of the Four Rivers, and the place is crowded with humans, elves, and a dozen more races, all eating, drinking, singing, and shouting. You're seated at your usual spot in the back corner, enjoying a horn of ale and wondering what to have for supper, when a crash and clatter from near the door turns your head. You see an upended table, broken dishes, and spilled drinks, as well as an angry-looking dwarf shoving an equally furious orc. You watch with only mild interest. Fights are common at the Four Rivers. Then you notice the smoke. Black, cloudy tendrils flow across the floor of the inn. Whenever the smoke touches a customer, their eyes go wild and they surge to their feet, weapons drawn. You quickly realize the inn is under attack by sinister enchantment. As fight after fight breaks out, your eyes track the smoke back to its source, a group of cloaked figures by the door. Their garb and markings call the Necro's cult to mind, but there's something off about them. You rise and ready your weapon. While seeking a path through the choking smoke towards the intruders, a barrel of ale smashes to splinters at your feet. Looking up, you find a trio of crazed customers charging towards you. You'll have to subdue them quickly in order to get to the source of this dark magic. So play begins with the player who has the master's seat to the right. And when the encounter ends, we go to Chapter 2. So I will be playing this solo as a fighter with 60 health. Instead of the base skill and ability, I'll be starting with the fighter campaign skill at level 1. And the fighter campaign ability starting at level 3. So this is a one-time use, deal 9 damage divided as you choose among minions in your area. This one we can exhaust and spend 2 money to deal 2 fight. For setting up the encounter deck, we're going to take the cards with level 1 down at the bottom. Then the ones with all the S's. Since I'm playing solo, we're just going to shuffle these and add 1 to this stack and then shuffle those together. Then we'll shuffle that in with these and then put these in 5 different stacks, which is going to end up being 2 in each stack. If you're playing with multiple players, in the middle one, you'll put any leftover cards. Then the mastery cards, 1 of each of these will be shuffled in. Then we'll shuffle each of these separately, stacking like so. And somewhat difficult to shuffle 3 cards together. But this will create the encounter stack. And then our beast we'll be fighting is Enthralled Regulars. We're going to start with 50 health. Level 1, when we get 3 mastery cards, we'll flip to level 2. And for now, we're just drawing 1 card. Then depending on what color card that is, we're either going to do a damage, stun our highest defensive champion. Green, 2 damage, discard a card. Red, which is going to be the favorite ability for this, 3 damage. And yellow is they heal 2. If we get 3 cards, we'll flip over to this side. So for gameplay setup, we've got our master over here that we'll be facing, 50 health. Our deck that we've shuffled up. Got our hero at 60 health. Our ability and skill. Then for the market stack, we're going to have all the fire gems, cost of 2 set up here. I've shuffled the market deck together. We'll get 5 cards to start with. So we've got the Storm Giant, cost of 8. Bounty Collection, cost of 7. A Lore Weaver, cost of 4. Influence, cost of 2. And a Fire Dragon, cost of 7. So some expensive cards starting out. Not the best thing to see. And as a deck builder, we're going to start with a somewhat basic deck here of 10 cards. We'll give this a shuffle and start with 5 in hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting with 3 gold, a ruby, and a throwing axe. And for difficulty, there's several different ways to play. The basic gameplay is going to go the master, then us. I'm going to do intermediate. So during each player's first turn, we skip the master step. So players will go first. So with our starting hand, we've got 5 money and 2 fight. So down to 48 health. So we'll spend the 4 money. To purchase the Lore Weaver, cost of 4. So a champion, we can exhaust for 2 money. If we play some more green cards, target opponent discards a card. A defense of 6, that goes to our discard pile immediately. Then we can refill this, and if it costs 1, we can go ahead and purchase it. We had 1 left over, so we will. So Death Touch, it's an action. 2 damage, you may sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile. And that goes to our discard pile. Along with those, we'll draw 5. So for our next round, we've got 3 money, 3 fight, and our Shield Bearer, which has a guard of 3. And that got replaced with a Master Assassin. Everything's so expensive. See if I can move this to get everything on screen there. So for a villain, I'm going to draw a card. So it's red up here, which is going to trigger 3 damage or fight coming after us. Then the Charging Drunk is going to come into our area. So it's unaware, nearby players. So nearby would be multiplayer. We can ignore that most of the game. He's going to exhaust to hit us for another 4 and has a defense of 4. So we're getting hit for a total of 7. That 4 plus the 3 here. Down to 53. He will ready. And back to our turn. So we can play this guy out. Of course, with person here, we can't go over to our main villain. And 3 is not enough to take him out. So we will expend this card along with paying 2 money. So we get an extra 2 fight. We'll bank that. So we've got 5 fight going away. 4 gets rid of this. 1 breaks through down to 47. And the extra money is no good. So we'll discard, shuffle, and then we'll be drawing 5 cards. Getting some gold, our Death Touch. So we've got 4 gold and a Death Touch for our next turn. And over here, we've got blue, and this is a mastery card. So we're going to set that to the side. Once we get 3, this thing's going to flip. But for right now, it's going to do 1 damage to us. Or bank 1 damage. Stun our highest defensive champion, which would be this. So stun means gets discarded. Then it's going to hit us for 1. Down to 52. Then our turn. So we will lead off with this. We may sacrifice a card in our hand or discard pile. We definitely don't want to sacrifice that. So we'll sacrifice this so it'll go out of the game for now. We'll use 2 money to purchase some influence. Get us 3 money later. We can sacrifice that later for 3 damage. Place that with an Inweaver. Do our 2 damage down to 45. Discard down and draw 5 cards. So our next turn, going to end up with 4 money and possibly 5 fight. Then over here, green, 2 damage and discard a card, which is unfortunately going to be one of our money. So this guy is elite, so he'll be up in the Masters area. He's going to hit us for 5, and he's got a guard ability, so we're going to have to take him out before we can deal damage up there. But playing solo, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't put him down here with us. So we're going to take a total of 7 damage down to 45. And the master's turn. We will spend 2 money on this so it can exhaust that. Spending the 2 money, and that's going to give us 2 fight. Then we can play this, getting up to 7. Playing this card would give you 7 or more combat this turn. We can draw a card, which is going to give us a champion to bring in. We can exhaust for 2 more money. So we can get up to 3 money. Unfortunately, 3 money is just going to allow us to buy a fire gem. We do have 7 fight, which will take him out. 2 breaks through, down to 43. And shuffling. We get a card shuffle, we'll get 5 cards, and we can ready those. Got our shield bearer, our fire gem, 2 gold, and some influence. Then we're going to get yellow, which is going to heal 2. So up to 45. So action curse. For each nearby player, sacrifice the top card of the market deck. Make a villainous attack against that player with fight equal to the card's cost. And since I'm playing solo, we'll just do this against us. So we're getting attacked for a total of 3. That is not enough to take this character out, but that's not going to prevent it from hitting us. So we're down to 42. So we'll put our shield bearer out. Then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 money. So we've got several options over here, but I'm going to go with the Master Assassin. So expending him, 4 damage, and we may stun target champion. Seems pretty powerful. Actually, we did have 9 money. This has been a better thing. Yep. I'll take that back. We got 9 money. We'll get him. 6 damage. You may draw a card if you do discard a card. And we'll replace, and we can't purchase that. And we'll end our turn there. All right. So we've got 4 money for next turn, along with 5 fight. Over here, green, 2 damage and discard a card. We'll get rid of a gold. Then we're going to get hit for 8. So when it's doing damage, it's going to see if it can kill us first. But it's got to use 3 to get rid of the guard first. So it's got 5 left. Can't kill us. We'll then go apply it here. Can't kill it off. So down to 37. Oh wait, had another 2 damage in there. So 42. So it had a total of 10, 3 to take out here, 6 to take that out, and then 1 breaks through. So we don't want this guy hanging around for long. But the best way we have to deal with him is a crushing blow. So deal 9 damage divided as you choose among minions in your area. So he's in our area. That's our one-time use. He's out. We're going to spend 2 for this to get us +2 attack. Then 5, 6, 7. This card would give you 7 or more combat. Draw a card. You may sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile for another 2 fight. We'll get rid of the money in our hand. So we're up to 9 damage, down to 36. So drawing 1, then shuffling. So 4 more cards. So, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be a money turn. Then over here, get another mastery. So what this means, it's going to go to its favored, which is the one that's going to have the 4 spikes on the end. So it's doing 3 damage to us. Down to 38. So we're coming in with some influence, a fire gem, and our gold. So we've got 8 money. We will pick him up. End of turn, drawing 5 more. So next turn, we've got a couple champions and some damage coming in. The regulars, going to be their 3rd mastery. So what we do here is we're going to take the 3 damage from the red, down to 35. These will go to the discard pile. Then we'll flip this over. So now these abilities have changed just a little. Worse, it's going to get 2 cards per turn. So we need to get busy here. So we'll put him in. It's going to bank a 6 fight. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. We're going to do that. Drawing into a shield bearer. And discarding a gold. Then we're going to play another green card, which is going to trigger the bottom here. Draw a card, then discard a card. That's also going to trigger this one. Target opponent discards a card. We can trigger these at any point in on our turn. So drawing a card and discarding. We'll get rid of the money. So target opponent discards a card, and when playing in campaign mode, we can look at it and choose to discard it or not. So they're getting a red, which is 4 damage. We'll go ahead and pitch this one. Then give us 2 money. Didn't replace last turn, so we've got the Enforcer out there. 2 money, we'll get a fire gem. Actually, no, we won't. We'll trigger this for 2 more fight. We'll bring out our shield bearer. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 11, 13 damage and draw a card. So 15 damage. We can just sacrifice a card in our hand or discard pile. We'll get rid of a gold. So we're doing 15 damage. Down to 21. And shuffle and draw 5. All right. So for our next turn, we've got some gold, throwing axe, a rock splitter, fire gem, and a death touch. But we are getting 2 cards now. First one is blue, stun your highest defensive champion. And I don't think it cares whether it's regular defense or guard. We'll get rid of that one. And he's going to come in charging drunk. This turn's going to hurt. And then we get blue, broken tables and chairs. Your area is blocked off. You can't fight, heal, or target outside your area, and other players can't fight, heal, or target inside your area. You may expend one of your champions to clear this hazard. And another blue ability is stunning another one of those. That hurts. So 2, 4, 8 damage coming our way. 3 has to get rid of him. 5 breaks through, down to 30. All right, we're going to bring in a rock splitter here and expend him to take care of the broken tables and chairs. That is ready. We'll bring this in for the 2 money to get 2 fight. Then we're going to destroy this for 3 more fights. We're up to 5 fight. 6, 7, sacrifice a card in our hand or discard pile. Then 8, 9, and draw a card. Into 2 money. So we've got non-fight going on. He'll soak up 4. 5 breaks through, going down to 16. And we'll spend the 2 money to pick up a fire gem. And 5 cards, so we get these 4, and then we'll shuffle and get 1 more. Throwing X. So 2 cards. Green Mastery. We need to, that's 3 fight and discard a card. That'll be our gold. Then another green. So discarding another card. Our other gold. Charging Drunk's going to hit us for 4. We've got a total of 10 coming to us. Can't kill us. Takes him out for 7. 3 breaks through down to 27. So 3 money for this, for 2 fight. Then we'll go ahead and blow this up for another 3 fights. So we're up to 5. 6, 7. Draw a card. 2 more money. So we're up to 10 damage. Soaks up 4. 6 breaks through, down to 10. And we'll use this 2 for a fire gem. Five cards. Got a champion or shield bearer, fire gem, a giant, and a death touch. All right, so 2 cards. First one is just orange, so it's going to heal for 3, up to 13. Then another orange, up to 16. It's not the direction we want it going. And another charging drunk, hitting us for 4. Down to 23. All right, fire gem, 2 money. We'll use this for 2 fight, then blow this up so we've got 5 fight. We'll bring out our shield bearer. Play the death touch for another 2 fight. May sacrifice a card in our hand or discard pile. We'll look in our discard pile, get rid of some gold. So 5, 6, 7. We'll bring him in. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. And another 6 fight. So drawing into that, which we'll go ahead and discard. Then we'll bring her in for 2 money and spend that 2 money over here. And target opponent discards a card, so we can check. That's going to go to a big fight of 4. So we'll go ahead and discard that. And I'm going to not choose that. So for damage, we've got 5, 6, 7, 13 damage. So take him out. 9 breaks through, down to 7 now. Drawing 5. Ruby gold, a longsword, throwing axe, and a rock splitter. So go to draw cards. You don't have any, so we'll shuffle our villain stack here. And we're still getting 2 cards. The mastery cards do stay out of this. So first one is red, so 4 fight gets banked. Temporary insanity. We're going to sacrifice the top card of the market deck and get hit for 4. So can use 3 to defeat this guy. The one left over goes here, but isn't enough. Well, it still does have 4 left over, so right now it's got 5 fight. And then green is 3 and a discard a card, which would be that, so it's up to 8 fight. So it's getting 16. So 7 has to be used here. Down to 9. 9 isn't going to kill us, so to use it here, so 3 left over, down to 20. All right, for our turn, 2 money. It's going to get us 2 fight, 5 fight, 7 fight, and draw a card. So shuffling and drawing a card, which will get us 2 more money. And we'll bring him in for 4 damage, and we get to possibly have him discard a card here. And we'll pitch him. So we've got 7, 11 fight, 8 goes up here, 3 going down to 4. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards. Got some fire gems, or 1 gold, or shield bearer, and a death touch. 2 cards. First one, charging drunk. It's going to heal for 3 up to 7. Next one is red, which is 4 fight. So it's swinging for 8. This soaks up 7. 1 breaks through, down to 19. Then for our turn, 2 money to get us, well, let's see here. Maybe not. Yeah, 2 money for 2 fight. 5 money here to get us the enforcer. Bringing out some taxation. We're going to sacrifice these for an additional 6 fights. We're up to 8. Bring out a shield bearer. So we'll go up to 10 fight, and we may sacrifice a card in hand or our discard pile. Yeah, we'll get rid of our ruby. So 10 damage. Soaks up 4. Then 6, so down to 1. So barring some more health, we should be doing all right. So drawing 1, and then shuffling and drawing 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 2 cards. So that's going to be 4 damage coming our way. And then green is 3 damage, and we discard a card, which will be our gold. So we've got 7, 11 damage coming our way. This has to go, so we're down to 8. 8 is not enough to take care of us, so 6 will go there, and then 2. In our turn, we need to do 4 plus 1. So bring in our Storm Giant. Bank 6 money. We can draw a card. If we do, discard a card. And we'll bring in the Enforcer, which will do another 3. So we're up to 9, 10, 11. We can sacrifice another card. 13 and draw a card. So we're up to 17 fight, knock out the charging drunk, and we've taken care of the problem. So with that mess over with, we go for the bar fight conclusion. If you reduce the master's health to 0, you win the encounter. Read the text below, then collect your rewards. With the regulars and several of the mysterious cloaked figures now unconscious at your feet, take a moment to relieve the cloaked villains of their weapons and treasure. Then with a quick gulp, you down the remains of your drink and rush out of the tavern, giving chase to the remaining cloaked figures. Reward, shuffle the 5 elixirs together and randomly deal 1 to each player, putting the remaining elixirs in the box. So that's something we can use in the next encounter only. Then each player finds a class treasure, shuffle the treasure cards from their class, draw 1, then adds that to their personal deck. So we've got our 5 elixirs here. We'll give that a quick shuffle and see which one we get for the next game. We found the elixir of fortune. So we can sacrifice this. The next action you acquire this turn costs 1 less. So not great, but something we can use. Then our 4 fighter treasures. Give these a shuffle and see which one we get. So we'll add this to our starting deck. So we've got a double-bladed axe, 3 fight plus 3 for each minion in your area. The more, the messier. So now that we've got our rewards, go to the next encounter, which is Chapter 3. So the chase. So you burst through the front door of the inn. You see some of the mysterious cloaked figures dragging a young man through the street. The man struggles, but a stiff blow to the head ends his resistance. You suspect the magically induced bar fight was just a diversion to cover the abduction of this patron. You start to give chase, but at the first intersection, the cloaked figures split up and flee down different streets. The first group is led by a human male. The second seems to be following a large imp. You can't see which group has the young man. If you want to follow the humans group, we'll go to Chapter 4. And if we want to follow the imps group, we'll go to Chapter 5. And that's where we will end this playthrough. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.